Hey guys, this is Alicia Podfic, and today we're going to be reading Glowsticks and Bullet Holes by Aparius. This is Chapter 26. Red mixed with red light, staining tan skin and scarred hands. Bruce didn't know how it went so wrong so fast. Red blood mixed with salty tears, joining the river of blood that flowed from the open wound. It is the end. It is his final breath. It is his redemption. One moment he had his children, all his children, living at the manor with him. They were happy, they were comfortable, and sure, they fought and got into arguments and bickered, but they were together. They were together. There were no men there to manipulate his children into hating him, and there were no rumors spreading throughout the Justice League in an attempt to get him suspended, to watch him fall, to make him fall. Despite it all the personal attacks against him and his family, he had to plan to fix everything, to get his night job back, to get his children back. Now, though, between one moment and the next, Hal is down in a pile of blood, and Jason is holding his body. His suspiciously pale, limp body. Shit. Bruce approached, ignoring Guy's curses and threats, ignoring the way Guy is telling him, "If you get one step closer, I will tear you apart." Guy can't do anything right now. Too busy keeping all the killbots at bay and protecting them. Protecting Jason. Bruce isn't stupid enough to think Guy is protecting him from bullet spray, so he knows the words are nothing but bark without a bite. At least for now. For now is all that Bat needs. He runs forward, hand outstretched in a grab for Jason, trying to pull him away from Hal's lifeless body. He wants to pull Jason into his arms to comfort him as a father should, to hold him close and love him the way Jason deserves to be loved, not the way Hal loves him. Jason, calm down. Red burned through him, and he felt rage boil in his soul. There was a little common sense that remained in his burning mind, as the only thoughts that were allowed to linger were his thoughts for vengeance, an eye for an eye, blood for blood, a life for a life. Batman for Green Lantern. Boiling spit sprayed from his mouth as he turned on the man holding him back, red glowing from his skin as he stabbed for the man's heart. He will feast on the flesh of the man responsible for killing his dad, for killing Hal. Bruce stumbled back, eyes wide as fear gripped his heart. No, this couldn't be happening. This couldn't have happened. Jason was his little boy. His little boy who had never made it to adulthood. His little boy who with so much empathy and justice in his heart. He would always fight for the people forgotten, the people rejected and denied by the system. His little boy who was too good and had too many emotions he didn't know what to do with, so he always fell back in anger. But he was never truly angry. He never let that emotion consume him, become him. Until now. It was all Hal's fault. Jason, calm down. Bruce took a hesitant step back. Chum, J-Lad, my boy, calm down. His fingers burned as if there was lava enveloping his hand. The ring was constricting, burning, filling every cell of his body with rage that burned bright. No longer the familiar emerald, but a new, brighter red that filled his very soul with the need for bloodlust, death, revenge, and pain. Pain, hurt, kill, bleed. He needs it. He craves it. Like a drowning man craves oxygen, he feels like he can't breathe. He feels like he can't think. A new little voice controlling him, forcing him to just do every little thing he has learned to control. It feels like he's unraveling. The more he looks down at the bloody, bruised, and beaten form of Hal Jordan, the more this crimson anger washes through him. He wants the world to burn. He wants everyone to hurt. He wants the world to suffer like how it made Hal suffer. Him suffer. He screamed, waves of red bursting through his heart. Then two arms forced their way around him, and he is the voice of the man who did this. The man who's responsible for this. The man he will kill. Jason threw Bruce from his body with a burst of bright red rage, shooting from his soul. Lip drawn in a snarl that turned into a brutal grin as he heard something crack when Bruce hit the wall. It felt good, seeing him hurt. Seeing him stumble, seeing him in pain. Seeing him hurting the way he made Hal hurt, him hurt, his brothers hurt. It's everything right, everything better. He will make Bruce suffer. Jason slowly put Hal down gently, as if Hal was made out of a butterfly wing, something fragile, something precious. He is precious. Once he laid Hal down, he carefully pressed his bloody, molten lip to Hal's forehead. "I'll be right back, Dad." He stood, turning slowly to face the man he once believed to be his father. The man who lied to him and abused him and killed Hal. Guy cursed under his breath. "Batsy, take over the killbots. I can handle Jason." "No!" Bruce stumbled to his feet, something determined glinting in his eyes and making him stand straight. Jason is my son, and I will take care of him. Stupid idiot! Bruce ignored the Green Lantern, focusing only on the boy who was his son. The boy who may have denied his fatherhood. He may reject their family, but is his son whether he likes it or not. And now, in this moment, Bruce will prove it to him. He charges forward, prepared to throw a net to restrain his little wayward son. When he was restrained by Green, the constructs acting as a rope and restraining him, keeping him in place and at bay. His head snapped over to Guy, lips pulling into a snarl. What the hell? Yeah, no. I hate you, but I also won't let Jason kill you. It'd ruin him. Guy shoots up with the bat, taking them both through the ceiling and away from the robots and alarms. Jason followed, then paused, stopped. He turned back around to kneel beside Hal, carefully picking him up before flying up through the hole Guy already created. Carefully making sure not to hit Hal on any exposed rebar or falling debris. Guy's heart constricted, even in his rage, overwhelmed by the Red Lantern ring and his bloodthirsty need for revenge. He's still caring for Hal. He's still making sure his dad is cared for, even in his death. Guy wants to scream, to cry, to fall apart, body and soul, but he can't. He can't. He needs to stay strong for Jason. He needs to stay strong. Once above the lab, Guy flies forward to be between Bruce and Jason, to shield Bruce from Jason. Jason, please. You don't want this. You'll regret this when you're back in your right mind. Please. I'll take Bruce to the Justice League. He will be imprisoned and tried for his crimes. But this? You killing him? This isn't the way. No, Guy. You get out of my way. Jason, please. This was the closest Guy has ever gotten to begging, he thinks. His voice breaking on a whisper, desperate for Jason to listen, desperate for things not to escalate, desperate to not have to fight his son. Rage bubbles in Jason and he snarls, spit oozing from his mouth on a hiss. He felt the anger swirl in his chest, tightening around his heart and slamming through his ribcage. It makes him choke on a breath, hunching forward over Hal as he all but screams, red energy pulsing from his body as his soul goes cold, freezing over any empathy or love he had had for the man standing in his way. Don't you dare! Don't you dare get in my way! I will kill him. I will kill the man who murdered Hal. Bruce didn't murder Hal. He distracted him in a fight, and I will personally see to it that he faces jail for that. But he didn't hold that gun. He didn't pull that trigger. Please, Jason. He slowly moves forward, carefully, gently, cupping Jason's cheek as if he was something precious, as if he's made from a butterfly wing. A mockery of how Jason cradled Hal. You're better than this, Jason. Don't do this. Something in Jason broke. Something in Jason fell apart in that moment. He felt his heart stop, just as Hal's did. He felt his chest fall away, sliced away by razors in his chest. He felt a lead drop in his stomach, pulling him down, down into the red flames of hell. All he saw was red. He misses Green. Guy, I love you. He slowly, carefully handed Guy Hal. But my butterflies aren't fragile. Guy looked at his son, confused. Hal tucked gently in his arms. My butterflies have razors for wings. He knows he'll never come back from this. He knows best case scenario would be his death when he's finished, but he never feared death. Not for himself. Only for his family. I'm sorry. Guy didn't even get the chance to shout before a red construct formed around him like a cage, keeping him trapped with Hal. Separated from his son. Separated from Bruce. He could only watch as Jason approached Batman, like a predator stalking its prey. Eyes narrowed and shoulders hunched. Nothing but death oozed from his red. He called out for his son to stop, to show mercy, banging on the red construct, holding him captive. But nothing seems to get his attention, to stop him, to distract him. Jason notices nothing outside of his need for revenge, his need to fight, to kill Batman. Guy has no choice. Superman! He calls desperate. Help! Superman, thankfully, never fails to deliver. Between one breath and the next, he was there, easily breaking the green construct holding Bruce hostage, and pulling the man up, away from Jason and his rage, away from Jason and his death, away from Bruce's murderer. Do I even want to ask? It was clear Superman was talking to Bruce, but his eyes never left the Red Lantern. The Red Lantern who looks too much like Jason. The Red Lantern crying tears of blood, cheeks stained and a tainted display of grief. Lips pulled back into a snarl, mouth covered in blood or spit or whatever the hell is falling from his parted mouth. Bruce shook his head. I wanted to make things better. I don't I don't know how it turned out like this. He looked at Guy, caged, Hal limp in his arms. Hal is dead. Superman's head snapped up, away from the threat and over to Guy, to Hal, specifically Hal. Tension building in his arms, and he squeezed Bruce a little too tight, painfully tight, when the tension bleached from his muscles with the rush of a breath. He is not dead, just almost. We need to get him medical attention immediately, like now immediately. Bruce let out his own breath. Jason, Hal isn't dead. Calm down, we can save him. Liar! Jason's voice broke like a battle cry, echoing like thunder, red energy thrashing out like lightning amidst a storm. Liar! Don't you dare try to manipulate me. Don't you dare. Don't get his hopes up, when it'll only hurt more later. How dare he manipulate Jason using something like that? How dare he? Jason couldn't think, couldn't breathe. Jason couldn't feel his heartbeat or blood pulse. All he could feel is rage, his anger, his vengeance, his bloodlust, his need to kill. It's like the only thing that matters. The only thing in the universe that's real and tangible, and the only thing that could dull his pain. He needs to feel Bruce's blood on his hands, warming the chill of his soul. He needs to feel Bruce's beating heart stop, tear into the flesh of Bruce's life and love with his teeth and tear it apart. He needs to tear Bruce apart. He needs to make Bruce suffer. He charged, teeth gnashing in the air as he went for Bruce's throat, for the kill, to tear him apart. But Jason's teeth closed down on Superman's arm, the acid of his spit sizzling on Superman's arm. Superman frowned. Jason, Bruce isn't lying. Hal needs medical attention now. Liar! The both of you! He was hyperventilating, eyes wide and pupils blown. He hears nothing, sees nothing but his revenge. Liar! Shit. If they don't get this sorted, Hal really will die. Superman exchanged a look with the Green Lantern, and Guy swallowed. Superman, take Hal and Bruce. I'll deal with him. Guy hopes. He prays. It'll turn out okay, but he's not sure it will be okay. Not anymore. Alright guys, and that is the end of chapter 26 of Glowsticks and Bolt hosted by Perry. So if you guys liked it, I'll see you next chapter.